Couple of presidential candidates hoping to make history tomorrow night getting elected. We've been asking you to weigh in on the campaign thus far, and here's what a couple of you had to say.
I've been voting Democrat my entire adult life. Not this time. The last time I voted Democrat was in 2008, and basically people like Hillary are what changed me. It wasn't even Donald Trump specifically. I could care less what he says. It is what a person does that really matters to me. Her record speaks for itself.
Hey everybody, this is Paul from Atlanta. You know, an interesting point this morning, I was listening to Herman Cain, and Herman said that the same attorneys that represented the woman or the women that came out against him is the same attorney that is representing the women at this time against Trump. So it's very interesting, very connected. The web runs deep, and I think there's going to be a lot of people caught up in it.
Well, you may be caught up at home and in your social circle with a bit of strife. Maybe you have one opinion on who to vote for and your spouse might have another. Maybe some friendships have even been jeopardized. Tell you what, let's go in depth on this subject with psychotherapist Jill Payne, a licensed counselor, relationship expert. She joins us via Skype. Jill is the author of the book, Meeting People, It's Not a Game. So, Jill, thanks for your time tonight on Newsmax Prime, and I'm just kind of curious, what quick advice would you have for married couples who are going to vote differently tomorrow?
Don't talk. No, I'm just teasing. Well, first of all, you would see how that person feels, and if the subject is escalating, then you're going to need to know how to deflect, just like the politicians do.
So what do you do to deflect? Do you go or take a walk around the block? Do you say, I love you no matter what, we just disagree on this? How would you deflect it?
Well, first of all, it would be really good if you could read your partner, and hopefully by this time you're able to read your partner. And you might even do some little cues before this presidential campaign started. You might have said, hey, listen, honey, when I do this, that means stop. Let's not talk anymore about politics. Or give him a little kiss, or she the same. Or you can go ahead and do that little walk, or not talk about it at all, or only talk about it when you're with mixed company, which will buffer it a little bit.
Ah, I see. Bringing in a little company, a little diverse opinion.
Definitely.
But you know what that leads to? In just a few weeks, it's going to be time for Thanksgiving. Extended families sitting down to talk, to eat turkey, and I guess to talk turkey. Exactly. Getting through Thanksgiving and Christmas without wounding people rhetorically. Is it the same principle, just a little wider usage? What say you?
Yes, everything pretty much is the same principle because everything's relational. First of all, it's really good to be honest. So if you're with your family, it would be good for them to know that, you know, this might be an uncomfortable topic for you. Or it might not be an uncomfortable topic and you might want to talk about it. Either way, it would be really good if you do what is called active listening. And that is listening to the other person's perspective. Doesn't mean you need to agree with it. Just sort of nod your head and listen. So that would be a couple of things to do. And the big thing, JD, is please don't take this personally. What people do with politics is they take it personally. So it's as though if you're for Trump and I'm for Hillary, it's though you're fighting a battle. You're fighting against each other. And so if you just sort of step away and not take it so personally.
That gets tough. And there's another subject I'm going to raise right now. We only have about a minute to talk about it.
Okay,
but we need to, and that is social media. Facebook, Twitter, people are getting really brutal in some of their comments. What should people keep in mind about social media, especially like Facebook friends?
Right. This is serious. A lot of couples and friends, I tell them to avoid social media during this time. And if you don't avoid it, when you do go into and do your social media, only put down little bits. Don't get so involved, because what happens is people have very little boundaries. when they're on social media. They just believe they can say whatever they want. And they need to think and have a mindset as though they're talking with that person face to face, and they may say less. So that will prevent them from having a lot of problems. And this is a problem because 2/3 of Americans are using social media, and the APA, which is the American Psychological Association, just did a survey and said that 52% of Americans are stressed, and that's Democrats and Republicans, and that is mainly because of social media.
Well, it's a topic we will continue to pursue. For now, Jill, we thank you very, very much for giving us some perspective on ensuring domestic tranquility. Jill Payne, really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.